Hello boys and girls, my name is c0wg0d and welcome back once again to c0wg0d Plays Sandlot. This is my third episode, and in this episode I'm going to be teaching you a little bit more about grief prevention and protection by discussing two more plugins that we use on the Easy server to help you protect your things, one of which is called Locket and one of which is called WatchBlock. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my faithful companion here, Princess Polite, who's going to help me out today by showing you guys rather, a few different ways that we can protect things from people. So the way Locket works is it uses signs, and you place the signs directly on chests, doors, fence gates, anvils, and a few other things, and they will not be allowed to be used unless your name is on the sign. Now, if you remember from my last episode, I discussed the grief prevention plugin and how you can claim land. So you'll see that I still have my claim here. And if I do trust list, you will see that Princess Polite is currently trusted here as a builder, so she has access to everything in my amazing house. I know you guys love this house, right? It's like the best house ever. So let's go inside, and I have a few things set up here. This is like standard, typical household items that everybody gets in Minecraft, and pretty much everything in here can be protected with the Locket plugin. So to give you an example of how it works, this jukebox right here, you'll see it has a sign attached to it, and on the first line it says private in square brackets, and then the second line has my name. So what that means is that that jukebox is protected. So if Princess Polite gets out a record, even though she has access to my claim to build here, she can't use this jukebox because it's protected with Locket. So this is a really great way for you to be able to build with other people and mine with other people, but not allow them to access your personal items to prevent theft. So it works on all these items, like I was saying, the jukebox, it works on trapdoors, it works on brewing stands. I think it works on ender chests, but there's really no reason to protect an ender chest because ender chests always have your own items in them. You can protect crafting tables, furnaces, anvils, and if we go down here into my little basement here, you can do enchantment tables, trapped chests, double chests, and single chests. All these things can be protected. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how the doors work with the Locket protection. So you can place a sign directly on the door if you hold shift and click, and then you'll get your sign, and you would type private and then your name on the second line, and you hit done. And now if Princess Polite comes upstairs and tries to open this door, she will not be able to. So come on out, and if I shut it, she will not be able to get in my house. So it's completely locked from her. She will not be able to get in through the door. Now, of course, since she has build permission, she could just, break the wall and get in that way. But it's still a way to protect your doors if you have people working with you that do not have build permissions. Okay, so let me place this door back again. And I'll show you that you can also place signs above the door. So you can do private, your name, and then that also protects the door so that only I can open it. And you can also place signs under the door down here. And then she will not be able to open that door. And then if you wanted to, you could cover that up with a carpet so nobody would ever see the sign, and it would still be locked just to you, or however you wanted to do it. Now if I wanted to add Princess Polite to this door, I would add my name. And let's say I already made the sign, and later I wanted Princess Polite to join me on my claim here. Well, instead of breaking this sign and having to retype everything, what you can do is you can get an open hand. I think a sign might work too. But anyway, you right-click your private sign, and then you'll get this note that pops up that says sign selected. Use Locket line number text to edit. So I can type /Locket3 and then type Princess Polite's name. And then when I hit enter, you'll see it adds her name on the sign there. So now she can use the door. So you can use that exact same method for all these items in here. So trapdoors are a little strange. I found you kind of have to hold shift and click on this little front lip here to add the sign. And then I would just type private, my name, and then that should be privated. Were you able to open it? No, that doesn't work. You know, the trapdoors are a little bit finicky. It could be because I have this jukebox here. This other Locket sign. Let's try this. How about that? Is that Locket? No. Okay. So trapdoors are a little tricky. Maybe. Okay, so if we take a look at the iron doors next, you'll notice I have a lever here that opens and closes the door. And if I wanted to protect this, I could type, just like I've been, private and my name. And then the lever stops working. It doesn't open the door anymore. And the reason for that is because the Locket plugin, when you assign it to a door, an iron door, it no longer functions on redstone or any type of power mechanics like it normally does. So what that means is all I have to do now is right click it just like it were a wood door, and it will open and close. So that is really quite handy because you don't have to worry about adding levers to everything, and you can just use it like a wooden door to keep the zombies out. So that's a really great way to do it. And the iron doors work the same way. The sign can be above, it could be below, or it could be directly on the door. Okay, moving on. We can do the same thing with the brewing stand if you hold shift and click on the bottom there. Now the doors, they don't autofill everything in for you, but everything else I believe does. So you'll notice back here on my sign it already says private CoWg0d, and I didn't even have to type that. So if I just hit done, it's already good to go. So if I wanted to modify it, I would right click, and then I could just do Locket3 Princess Polite, and it'll add her on there. You can also protect anvils in the same manner, furnaces, same thing. Just hold shift, right click, and push done. Hold shift, right click, push done. And now only I can use these items, and you can do the same thing. Okay, the crafting bench doesn't work like that. Okay, next is the fence gates. So I believe the only way that you can protect these is to put the sign directly on the fence gate. So if I hold shift and right click, add my private, and hit done, now she's locked in. Haha, you can't get out. You're stuck there forever. So, and again, if I right click, I can do Locket3 Princess Polite, add her on, and now she can open the gate. And one more thing to note with Locket is with doors, you can add timers. And what those will allow you to do is have the doors automatically close after a certain set period of time. And hopefully I don't die here. So if I go back to my original door here, making sure I don't die. Fighting mobs, so much fun. It never gets old, does it? Look at that creeper up on that pumpkin. That's funny. Okay, so let me get something open hand here. And so if I right click the sign, now I can type Locket 4, and that will add new text to line 4. And then I do an open square bracket, and I type timer, and then I do a colon, and then I can type in a number. I can type 1 through 9. So if I type in timer 1, and then I close it with a square bracket and push enter, it adds a timer to this door, and now when you close it, it will automatically go back into the position it was in. Now you'll see we have it backwards where it's staying open. That could be something you want. It might be something you don't want. But it will automatically toggle based on the state that the door was in when you placed the sign. So if the door was open, then it'll close and then go back open. Or if it was closed, then it'll open and then close again. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. If you get into a situation where it's not what you wanted and you want it to be closed rather than open, like in the case here, there's a fix for that where you can type /Locket and then fix. And if you have your crosshair directly aimed at the door when you do that, it should... Oh, maybe it's because I didn't have an open hand. Let's try this again. If I type this... Yeah, so you have to have an open hand for that. But then it automatically closes the door, so now when I open the door, it'll stay open for 1 second and close automatically. So it's almost the same thing as having a pressure plate on it, but you don't have to worry about mobs being able to step on the pressure plate. So it makes it really quite handy. Let's take a quick look at chests. They work in a similar manner to everything else. Let me actually go get a couple more signs because there's something else I want to show you guys too. Just grab these real quick. Okay, and then we'll go downstairs. So now the chests work just like the other items up there where it'll automatically fill it in. So if I hold shift and right click and then push done, then that chest is private to just me. And you can place these signs on any side of the chest, it doesn't matter, and it will be privated just to you. And if you recall from my last video where I talked about making a public area with a subdivision claim, you can subdivide out and then make that area available to the public. And then if you wanted, you could add a second sign onto this double chest here and push done, and it'll say more users in square brackets, and then it says everyone. So that means anybody that has access to this claim can open this chest. And if you have a chest that's not in a claim at all, anybody that stumbles upon it will be able to open it. If you don't want everyone access to it and you just have, 3 or 4 users that you want to be able to open it, then what you can do is you can right click the sign, you can say Locket 2, and you're going to change that line that says everyone to say, the name of a user that you want to have access to it. And now she should be able to open this chest. Yes, it works. So, and if I remove this sign, then she will not be able to access that chest anymore because it only has my name on it. So the same works for the trapped chest and the single chest, and also the same works for enchantment tables. So let's head back up. And let's see. Oh, okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was the second plugin we use for grief prevention, and this is called Watch Block. Now, this is a secondary protection plugin that we use on the Sandlot. Now, we tell everybody, you know, make sure you claim before you build anything. But let's say for some reason you didn't do that. So if we go to a place that is not claimed, let's go over here. Like right here, okay? So nobody has claimed this area here. So in this unclaimed area, if I happen to build something, whatever it is, this secondary plugin that we have, the Watch Block plugin, will still protect these blocks that I place. So if Princess Polite tries to break these blocks, she's not going to be able to do that because of the Watch Block plugin that we use. And the way it works is anytime you place a block, no matter where it is assigned an owner, which is whoever placed the block. So right now these 8 dirt blocks are all owned by me, and only I can do anything with them, even though they're not inside of a claim. Now, to allow people to break these blocks, we have what is called, we have a friend list. And so to see the friend list, you would type w list, and then that gives you a list of all the players who are added to your friend list, and they are allowed to break your blocks if they're also allowed to build inside your claim, or if you don't have a claim for where the blocks are. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it's kind of convoluted and a little crazy, but hopefully it makes sense. So anyway, if I do w allow and I type in Princess's name, now she'll be allowed to break these dirt blocks, even though I'm the owner, because I've added her to my friends list. So if I do w list again, you'll see she's listed last on here. So she's able to break them now. If I want to remove her from my list, I would just do w remove Princess Polite, and then she wouldn't be allowed to break my blocks anymore, no matter where they are. If you want to place blocks but you don't care about the protection, you can do w toggle, and that will either toggle it on or off. Right now it's on, so just running this command by itself tells you whether it's on or off. So if I go w toggle off, then now it's going to say protection's off. So even if I removed her, then she would still be able to break these blocks because I didn't have my protection turned on when I placed them. But now if I toggle it back on and place them again, she will not be able to break them now. So hopefully that makes sense. I know that is a lot of information, and there's a lot of interaction between all the different plugins, and it's kind of hard to follow. But hopefully that all made sense to you guys. You know, if you have any questions, definitely post them in the comments and I will answer any questions you have. I think I covered everything there is to know about the Locket and Watch Block plugins. So that being said, guys, I hope that you have a great day. I really appreciate your support and you watching my videos, and it means a lot to me that you comment and like them, and I will definitely keep making them. So thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye.